Great. So FAR calculation, it's final A, and it's the how to create the FAR, how to get the schedule of the FAR of a project. And in our case, we're going to have two components similar to the other video that you probably have seen, and you have them actually in the same structure of videos. Okay, so just go to those and see them. I have prepared a very fast, because we had this exercise on loft. Somebody asked, what is loft? I mean, you guys, you're finishing your undergraduate studies and you're asking this. You should be just kidding. Anyway, so I created a series of planes, okay, reference planes, one by one. The way I did it is I went to level 1, double click, and I say reference plane, and I place them, in different moments that I thought I would need a curve, okay. So what I did is, after that, I selected each of the planes and I created this curve. So I started with one, then I did another one. Then in this case, the reference plane is actually rotated. Why not? Okay, and I created 3 more, or actually 4 more over here. Each of the planes again has a specific curve, and it's a closed polyline, as you can see. So the resulting volume or solid is going to be able to calculate my my floor surfaces. So I'm going to select each of the curves one by one, pressing Control. Okay, let me see if it works, and click on Create Form. There we go. So again I tested this back and forth. It's inside of the property line, so everything is good. I have like an entrance space here for the atrium. I thought, why not a little patio in the back, and it's also funky, which I kind of thought it was interesting. Why not? Okay, so at this point what I'm going to create is like a tower here, so I'm just going to do it in the side. Just create a rectangle, create that rectangle, and also create form, bring it up. How far up? I'm going to go to the elevation and create, I think it was 210 feet up. So I'm just going to create it here very fast, select it, and change this dimension to 210. That's for me to keep reference of the maximum height. I can select, now go to the 3D, I can align to this reference plane the top face, and now I know it's perfectly the maximum height. No? I'm going to just change a couple things. There's a couple things I haven't mentioned. You also have these other tools. You can add profiles and incorporate profiles in the middle, and it's almost like doing a little section. You can add also edges. Okay, I'm going to add another edge here, and every time you add an edge, what you're actually doing is incorporating new possibilities for deforming the faces. No, is new points. So that's great. I'm going to select a couple points and move them to have some more of a fancy looking thing. Anyway, that's going to be my tower. I'm going to select it by tabbing, and I'm going to move it, MV, and place it inside. So obviously it has to be inside. Okay, and I'm going to create like a gym box here, although I think it will fit over there, but that's going to be the idea of the project. Do a rectangle. Create form. I'm going to select this, just going to be a very mild change here. Select it by tabbing and moving over here. Okay, probably it's not that elegant, so I'm going to select a couple to bring them in. I'm going to go to wireframe, WF, and move it over here. Take this point and elevate it so it looks a bit more interesting. And move this face here, this point up. Okay, let me go to shaded, SD, and we're going to have basically, again, the tower, like this, the atrium all around, and mainly in the center here where you enter, and like a space, a double space for the gym is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, so I'm going to save that, and I need to do an important thing before I take it into the project, because right now I could actually say load it into the project. Remember, we shouldn't bring it over here. We should go to the side view. And load it. Actually didn't load, I think. Let me see, go back. Let me save it as, I'll call it overall, test all. Load into the project. And notice that it comes all together. Okay, so I'm gonna take it to the origin point. And there is the pieces inside the whole thing. Let me go to wireframe so you see it. Actually, this one is separate. I think I just moved it slightly before. There you go. Okay, perfectly in. And the tower and the gym are correct. The only thing we need to calculate now is the FAR. So let's go and see how we can do this FAR. One thing you can notice is that actually, if I go back to the massing, is that the tower is inside of the atrium, no? I can go to wireframe and you can see how one and the other one are just like duplicating. So what I'm going to do is actually join them. Remember, Boolean union, the way you do it is clicking on join, selecting one element and then the other one, and there you have it. If I go to wireframe, now the whole thing is one. I'm going to do it also for the gym. Join, select, select, and there you go. And now it's actually one volume. Okay, so I'm going to save it again. Now I need two files. I need to calculate separate FARs. One for the tower, which is going to have many floors, and another for the atrium and the gym, which is going to have only like a couple floors. Okay. So what I'm going to do is save as. Again, all this is explained in the other videos as well. So it's like 2 times I'm trying to do this. And I'm going to say test, and I'm going to call it tower module. And I'm going to save it as again. And call it gym module. Okay. I need to do a Boolean difference. So I am right now in the gym module. So I need to get rid of the tower module. I'm going to go to level 1 and create a rectangle that is bigger than I actually need, but I'm going to stop exactly in this reference plane. And from the 3D or from anywhere you want, actually, I'm going to create a void form. This again is to subtract, to erase the tower entirely and save it as again the gym module. Okay, I'm going to close this. Actually, I can load it into the project. Go to the 00, click, and place it there only once. And I'm going to get rid of this one, which is the old one. I don't need that one. Again, I need one module. I'm going to create a certain floors for this module. And then I'm going to create another module. So I'm going to go back, save this one and close it because I loaded already. And I'm going to open the tower module and erase the gym. Okay, I think I do it slightly different in the other project, but you will see what I'm doing in a very easy way afterwards. I'm going to create a rectangle, go to the same plane, 3D, select, void form, and the whole package is erase. Okay, so I can save this one, load it into the project as the tower module, and obviously snap to the 00 as we always do, no? Good. So if I go to shaded SD shortcut, or even actually hidden lines, you can control transparencies of your envelope to see what's inside. I'm going to double click on the envelope. I'm going to get rid, for this particular exercise, I really don't want to see the sky exposure planes because they're actually defining the envelope. Although I could leave them. I'm just going to make it a little cleaner there. I'm going to make sure that my envelope has a material that is transparent. That's how things.
So should we leave the sky exposures?
You can leave them or not, doesn't really matter. I'm getting rid of them because I think it's a cleaner axonometric. The sky exposure could create a couple of lines and interrupt the image of what's inside. Okay, I'm going to create a new material. I think we talked about this in a different class. It's basically creating a new material and saying envelope new, for example, and changing the graphics to have some transparency here that allows to see through that element. Okay, you can save it. And load it again so you can actually replace, overwrite the existing version. You get rid of the sky exposure planes, and now if you go to shading, I mean, you're gonna have that transparency with no problem. Okay. There you go. So obviously, I'm gonna talk about this in the next video and how we're gonna put it together, etc., etc. But now we need to create the floor, and I don't know if you know about how to create a floor. So this is actually the moment. I'm gonna hide this one for now. Hide element, so we can see only our masses. Okay, again we have two, one here and the other one here. The way to create mass floors is very simple. You select the mass, a button appears with mass floor, you click that, and you say where do you want a floor. As simple as that. Notice that I only have 3 levels. Those are the ones that I have created before. So I need to create as many levels as I need, no? As I want actually. So let me get rid of the terrain here for a second. And I have this level, so I'm going to turn this into a bigger one, like 18. And then this one is going to be, let's say 30. Okay. Probably 2 feet above that. So it's logical step. And I'm going to copy multiple levels upwards, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording the time, don't worry. start, so I'm gonna create, and that's good. 15 levels. Notice that they're actually coming in black. Remember that the difference between a blue level and a black level is that the black ones are um, not appearing in the project browser, so you need to go to View, Plan Views, Floor Plans, and select all of the levels to bring them here, okay? Good. So I'm actually going to stop this video and I'm going to do the mass floorings right after.